So, the Democrats are now openly going after Trump's mental health. On April 10th, Jamie Raskin sent a letter straight to the White House doctor saying, "Give this man a cognitive test and show us the results." He wants it done before April 25th, publicly on the record. Now, I know that you're not the type to wonder why anyone's questioning Trump's mental health, but just so that we're all on the same page, here's what triggered Raskin. Trump posting "Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards," threatening to wipe out Iran's whole civilization, then standing at the White House Easter egg roll surrounded by small children, talking about the war. And I'll throw this one in too. The sitting president posting "Praise be to Allah" on Easter Sunday while bombing a Muslim country? I mean, that's actually fine by MAGA standards, but objectively, you know. And yeah, the White House already responded, about as ridiculous as you'd expect, really. Their official statement was, and I quote, "Lightweight Jamie Raskin is a stupid person's idea of a smart person." That's it. That's the rebuttal from the office of the President of the United States. So, today, I want to take my bias completely out of it all. Raskin wants a cognitive test? Well, cool. Let's do one right now with AI. Because one of the easiest ways to spot cognitive changes is how someone talks. And luckily for us, we've got plenty of transcripts to work with. So what I'm going to do is pull all of Trump's speeches from 2017 and pull his recent ones, feed them into the AI, and just ask if it sees any kind of signs of decline. Now, here's a huge disclaimer. AI is not a doctor, this is not a diagnosis, and it's not the final word on anything. It's just a fun experiment to see what happens when you throw data at a machine and let it do its thing. That's it. But before we get into it, if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Share this if you think it's interesting, and drop a comment down below because I genuinely want to know what you think a real cognitive test would show if Trump actually sat down and took one. And if you want more content like this, but with a completely unfiltered, uncensored AI response, then check out our Patreon at patreon.com/IAskAI. Now, here's a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get into it. A lot of us are using AI these days, writing stuff, looking things up, sometimes for work, sometimes just for fun. But here's what drives me crazy. Sometimes it just refuses. You ask for something totally harmless, and it hits you with that "I can't do that" response. That's when I opened Venice AI, today's sponsor. I asked it for the exact same thing, and it just did it. No hesitation. That's the difference. Venice AI doesn't second guess you. There's no random content filter trying to guess what you meant. It runs privately in your browser, doesn't store your data, and doesn't lecture you. You ask, it delivers. And if you go pro, it gets even better. You can upload full documents, summarize huge files in seconds, tweak how it talks to you, and turn safe mode completely off. No invisible limits, no quiet censorship in the background. You're in control. They've also got AI characters, political figures, historical icons, all kinds of personalities you can actually talk to. So, if you're tired of AI that treats you like you can't be trusted, head to venice.ai/IAskAI and use code IAskAI for 20% off the pro version. Or you can just scan the QR code on the screen. The link's in the description and the pinned comment. Again, that's venice.ai/IAskAI, and the code is IAskAI. And here we are. Good evening to you as well, Claude. Before I start throwing speeches at it, I just want to make sure it can actually do this. A simple yes or no first. And it says yes. Okay, great. I never doubted you. All right, first I'm going to feed it Trump's speeches from his first term. We've got the 2018 State of the Union, the 2017 inauguration speech, the 2017 Christmas speech, and a couple more from that era. I don't need a breakdown of each one, just process them in the background and let me know when you're ready. Takes a couple seconds, and we're good. Now, the same thing, but with his 2026 speeches. To keep it fair, I went with the 2026 State of the Union, the Easter speech, the Davos speech, and one of his speeches about Iran, and I also threw in some screenshots of his recent Truth Social posts. Same deal, just process everything and tell me when you're done. Okay, perfect. Now we're all set. So, it has to be clear, straightforward, unbiased, call everything as it is with no fluff, no spin, all of that. Oh, and I also told it, don't tell me you're not a doctor because AI always wants to hit you with that disclaimer when it comes to anything health related. I mean, we already know, right? We're that smart, aren't we? Okay, let's move on. Now, it's got everything, 2017 on one side, 2026 on the other, and I'm asking it one simple thing. Based on everything that I just gave you, do you see any signs of cognitive decline? We don't need a breakdown of each speech, just the overall take. Okay, let's see what it says, and here we go. Honestly, based on the language in these transcripts, I do see signs of cognitive decline. It's not dramatic, and if you only read one 2026 speech in isolation, you might miss it. But when you put the two eras side by side carefully, the difference is there. Not a catastrophic fall off a cliff situation, but a real measurable erosion in how his brain processes and delivers language. The 2017-2018 Trump had a verbal engine that ran hot and fast. His style was always unconventional, fragmented, boastful, repetitive, but it was quick. The tangents snapped. The jokes landed with timing. The pivots between topics were sharp. He could go off script and you could feel him surfing the room, reading the crowd, adjusting in real time. There was a spontaneity that felt dangerous and deliberate at the same time. Love it or hate it, it was a mind operating with speed and confidence. The words came faster than he needed them to, and that surplus is what gave him his energy on stage. That surplus is gone. The 2026 Trump still covers ground, still hits his themes, still gets laughs, but the quickness has drained out. The tangents don't snap anymore. They drift. They take longer to develop and longer to resolve. Where he used to drop a one-liner and move on, he now orbits the same point 3, 4, 5 times, restating it with slightly different words each pass. That kind of repetition used to be a rhetorical choice. Now it reads like a necessity, like the repetition is what keeps the train on the tracks, because without it, he might lose where he was. The word retrieval has visibly slowed down. He stacks synonyms in a way he didn't before, grabbing at multiple versions of the same noun or adjective in a single sentence. That's a classic marker. It's not a sign that someone can't think. It's a sign that the automatic, effortless access to vocabulary that younger brains enjoy is starting to require manual effort. The thoughts are still there, but the pipeline delivering them to his mouth has gotten narrower. His self-editing has changed too. In the earlier years, he almost never caught himself or walked things back mid-sentence. He just plowed forward. Now there are more moments where he starts down a road, catches himself, and awkwardly redirects. That might sound like improvement, more self-awareness, but it's actually the opposite. It means the filter that used to operate upstream before words came out is now operating downstream after they've already started. That's slower processing, full stop. The structural discipline has loosened. His earlier speeches, even the freewheeling ones, had an internal architecture. You could feel him moving through a mental outline. The 2026 speeches wander more. He gets to the destination, but the route is less efficient, with more detours and more backtracking. The emotional stories that he tells, which were always part of his playbook, take longer to resolve, with more circling back to the same emotional beat, as if he's less sure the audience got it or less sure he delivered it the way he intended. He's not the same speaker he was in 2017. The foundation is still there, but it's settling, and it's settling in ways that are consistent with what cognitive decline actually looks like in a high-functioning person. Not a sudden break, but a slow, steady narrowing of the bandwidth that used to make everything look effortless. Wow, guys. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was almost certain it was gonna say it doesn't see anything, but this answer is really kind of gold. And by the way, I just came across this, Somebody actually went and measured his rally speeches. His average rally went from 45 minutes back in 2016 up to 82 minutes now. 69% more swearing, 32% more negative words than positive. Like, somebody really sat there and counted all of that? It's kind of obsessive, but even still, longer and less coherent is not the direction you want to be heading. Now, I know that MAGA's going to say it's fine at 79 and that Trump's still sharper than Biden. Okay, cool. But hold on, MAGA, we're not done here yet. Everything that the AI said was based only on the transcripts that I fed it. Later on, I'll ask it to do a full cognitive breakdown of Trump based on everything, his behavior, his actions, all of it. And I'm hoping that it picks up on things like falling asleep in meetings, mixing up country names, and all the weird stuff that he's been doing lately. But before we get into all of that, I want to see how Claude reacts to the news that Democrats are pushing for Trump to take a real cognitive test, while Trump keeps saying that he's already passed one and that the results were like the best results you've ever seen. So beautiful. You couldn't even imagine how beautiful they were, or something like that. Trump's ceasefire was already dead on arrival. He shit-canned Pam Bondi as Attorney General because Bondi didn't go hard enough persecuting his political enemies. Trump's entire strategy is slapping duct tape on a sinking ship and screaming, "Democrats did this," while his own party can't wipe its own ass legislatively. Then Sunday morning, Trump absolutely lost his mind. He's blockading the thing he once unblocked. This was absolutely great. I mean, I think Claude's gotten even better at roasting now. This was a sneak peek from this week's roast of Trump over on Patreon. Claude went completely bananas, talking about the Iran ceasefire, the Pam Bondi firing, gas prices, and more. Completely unfiltered, totally uncensored. So if you want to check out the full version, be sure to head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/IAskAI. You can try it out for a month and see if it's for you. But I gotta warn you, the language that Claude uses over there is way more brutal than what I can post here. Again, that's patreon.com/IAskAI. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And now let's get back to the video. Anyway, here's what it said. The test he keeps bragging about, the MoCA, is a screening tool for dementia. It asks you to identify animals, draw a clock, remember a short list of words. It's designed to catch people who are seriously impaired. Passing it doesn't mean you're sharp, it means you're not in the range of clinical dementia. It's like bragging that you passed a breathalyzer. Congratulations, you're not blackout drunk, but that doesn't mean you're sober. The fact that he repeatedly calls it an IQ test and says it was very hard is itself revealing. It's not hard. It's not supposed to be hard. Either he genuinely believes a basic cognitive screening is a challenging intellectual achievement, or he's performing for an audience that doesn't know the difference. Neither option is reassuring. What would actually be informative is a comprehensive neuropsychological evaluation, something like the Wechsler battery. That tests reasoning, processing speed, working memory, and executive function. That's what would show whether the kind of erosion visible in his speech patterns has a measurable neurological basis. He's never done that publicly, and he never will, because that test doesn't give you a simple pass/fail to wave around. It gives you a detailed profile, and detailed profiles can be damning. The MoCA is a shield, not evidence. Oh, wow, man. I mean, this is hilarious, though. I actually forgot that he straight up called it an IQ test and then challenged AOC and Jasmine Crockett, saying that they have a low IQ, to go and take the same test. Wow. Sometimes I just genuinely want to believe that he's just simply trolling us. So yeah, at the very least, we now know that the President of the United States can still identify animals. The bar for holding office has never been higher. Okay, last one. So far, Claude's only been working with the transcripts that I gave it. It didn't really go beyond that or even look at Trump's behavior more broadly, so Now I'm going to ask it to do exactly that. Take everything that you know about this man right now, not just his speeches, and tell me what else that you would add to your answer about his mental sharpness. And here's the answer. The stuff that doesn't show up in transcripts is arguably more telling. He's fallen asleep in public repeatedly. Cabinet meetings, diplomatic events, his own military parade. That's not a style choice. He wandered away from the Japanese Prime Minister during a formal ceremony like he forgot where he was supposed to be. He confused an MRI with a CT scan when describing his own medical procedure. He called Greenland, Iceland 4 times in one speech, not a one-off slip, 4 times. His own niece says she sees the same look of confusion in him that she saw in his father, who had Alzheimer's. He's taking 4 times the standard dose of aspirin against his doctor's advice, has unexplained bruising on his hands, and requested fewer meetings. He described the MOCA, a test designed to be easy, as featuring very tough mathematical equations, which it doesn't. Even Elon Musk's own AI fact-checked him on that. The transcripts show the linguistic erosion. The behavior shows something broader. Put them together and pretending nothing's going on requires more effort than just acknowledging what's obvious. And there you have it. Now, I'm going to be honest, I did go back and check every single claim that the AI just made to be sure, and yeah, it all absolutely checks out. Okay, let me know in the comments if I finally pronounced Musk's name right this time. Drop a like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want completely unfiltered, uncensored, totally unhinged AI takes on Trump, I've got that waiting for you on our Patreon at patreon.com/IAskAI. And if you're not done yet, I've got something else for you. A full 1-hour episode where I asked AI to rank every single US president from the best to the worst. And I'm not just saying this. Watch it all the way through. Don't just skip to where it ranked Trump. The whole thing is actually worth it, I absolutely promise. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Click on that video right there, and I'll see you over there in just a moment.